Hello, this is Dr. John Pepper, and I want to thank you for tuning in for our monthly video. And this month our focus is on stress and how it affects your health and how so many diseases, in fact the CDC says 86% of all chronic diseases are caused by mental and emotional stress. And it made me think about a book that I read back in college close to 20 years ago called Why Don't Zebras Get Ulcers? And this book is still very popular today as far as in the study of stress and how it affects our health. It made me question, if zebras don't get ulcers, what about horses? Do they get ulcers? And I had asked a couple of veterinarians that work with horses on a regular basis, and they said, yeah, horses get ulcers very frequently. And it made me start to question why, because you've got two similar animals. One doesn't get ulcers and the other is plagued with ulcers. And how can we apply this information to our health to help prevent these types of stress problems? And what it comes down to, it's not that zebras aren't under stress. You think about the zebra out grazing. Whenever the lion jumps on the zebra to have it for lunch, the zebra hopefully can get away. This is stressful. But what's different is as long as that zebra escapes the wrath of a lion or tiger, once it's out of that danger, it goes back to resting and grazing, and it's not preoccupied with when the next threat's going to be. And this is what we refer to as an acute stress. And we all are going to experience acute stresses, whether it's an injury, whether it's loss of a job or loss of a loved one. Things are going to happen, but it's how we respond to stress that affects us. Now with horses, the difference here is that they have a lot of chronic stresses. It might be their diet. They may be fed foods to try to improve their performance, but really aren't natural things that they would eat out in the wild. It could be their living conditions. They might be confined, and horses are used to being out and roaming around the fields. It might even be the fact that a horse is kept in solitude. And one thing I found very interesting is that horses do better whenever they have a companion, even if it's a goat. Some of these horses are pushed really hard for training, like racing. And what I've discovered is that a lot of these horses, these racing horses, they give them antacids before they even get ulcers because they know that they're very likely going to get them. And then the other common thing that I saw is that the medications that they give the horses for pain and arthritis a lot of times can trigger these ulcers. So what can we take from this information and use as far as why zebras don't get ulcers and horses do? And what I'd like to share with you are 7 natural strategies that you can start incorporating today to help you respond better to chronic stress. So the first one I'd like to share is exercise. And this is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to combat the effects of chronic stress. And the research has shown that this is just such a powerful modality that if you do this, it's more powerful than any drug out there as far as in how your body responds to chronic stress. The second tip I want to share with you is to make sure you're getting your diet with plenty of whole foods. Cut out the refined and processed foods. Put those things in the garbage and get rid of them. The third tip I want to share with you is every day you should be spending 15, 20, 30 minutes in prayer or meditation. And again, research has shown that people that do this are much healthier. That brings us into the fourth step, which is similar, but it's practicing forgiveness. And if we are holding a grudge or we have something that we're upset about somebody else, what they've done, by holding that grudge, it does nothing to affect them. It only hurts us. So if you find that you're holding on to some of these things, spend some time every day to let it go, because it's not going to make whatever happens right, but it's going to help you to be healthier. The fifth thing that I want to share with you is what many times is referred to as mindfulness. Other resources you might see it called present time consciousness, being in the now. So many times we're worried about the future or the past, and we really need to tune in to where we are right now and our emotional awareness. Are you in a positive emotion, happy, satisfied, or are you feeling negative emotions such as frustration, anger, worry? And if you are in these negative emotions, then it's your responsibility and your choice to change this to better affect your health. The sixth thing I want to talk about is grounding. And this is basically just being outside barefoot for 20 to 30 minutes a day. And again, research is showing that this reduces chronic stress and chronic inflammation in our bodies. If that's not practical for you, you can get a grounding mat and use this when you're sleeping or resting. And then the last step I want to share with you is making sure that you're getting proper and adequate sleep. We know that if you're not getting enough sleep, that this is a big part of creating chronic inflammation, chronic stress in our bodies. So I want you to start using these strategies today. All of these things you can do on your own, and I would like to hope that you're using these on a regular basis. If you do need any further help, feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out in this area. So this is Dr. John Pepper, and have a great day.